Okay, so what we're going to need is this, guys. When you're talking about military or war reporting, I suppose, the first of the easiest problems is what you have to understand before we get into the good general here in a moment. Or maybe not so good. Well, you
I don't
understand.
know what we're walking into, so we do what they say. Okay. They move, we move. They stop, we stop. If things were to get crazy, just focus on
I
their
figured
boots,
with the
focus on their
airport.
voices, we'll be all right.
You know,
These guys are hammers. And to hammers, everything looks like nails.
I heard
that's
that.
that damn
You
airport.
were meant to.
Battlefield.
So you see something that's important, you call it out.
The
We'll
marshmallow.
make it happen.
So this is important for press secretaries and things of that
Think we're gonna find
nature. There's one thing to say,
Yeah.
they don't already understand where their
Yeah, we can
phalanx
find
are. Here's this, they don't own
Mother
any of it,
Nature
can't control
is a
any
serial
of it.
killer.
Here's some maneuvers, not
No
of
one's
exactly
better.
an active war zone,
creative.
but politically, the variable inside of
all
there,
serial
that
killers, you
M1s,
can't help
M2,
but
and
the urge
Ns
to wanna get
to what
caught.
has to be done. When things are
Look
away
at all
from
those
that
pretty
number,
crimes that
regardless
no
of
one
whatever
takes the
you set
credit.
the limits to in the change
Social
and routes.
use, crumbs. Now the hard part, why you spend a decade in school, is seeing the crumbs for the clues there. Sometimes the thing you
So when you
thought
war reporting,
was the most brutal aspect of the virus turns out to be the chink in its armor.
again, the map structure is very important. The brain works certain ways
disguising her
under.
weaknesses as strengths.
It's one of those things we get over into here before we get to the good
Good evening,
general.
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Now, at least if
I
anything,
promised
up,
some
down,
of
or
you all
otherwise, what you have
days ago
is
that as soon as the
contextual
outbreak
building
presented itself,
world
I
engine
would give you a
standards
complete
under
rundown
whatever
on what we were
filter
doing
or
and,
specific
more importantly,
modium
why we were
voted
doing
for
it.
because there'd be a
The
neural
strategy
net
behind
pattern
what
of
we
a
were doing.
choice
I've
of
been asked by
economic
Secretary
costs
Cheney
that
to do
you
that
deal
this evening,
with
and so if
standards
you'll
of
bear with me,
situations differently. The
we're going to
training
go through a
of any
briefing. I
one
apologize to
job
the folks
in
over here who
any
won't be able to see the
area
charts. We're going
being
to go through a complete briefing of the operation.
flood territory over here. Well,
This
we got
goes
plenty
back
of it
to
over
7
here.
August to 17 January. As you recall, we started our deployment on the 7th of August. Basically, what we started out against was a couple of 100,000 Iraqis that were in the Kuwait theater of operation. I don't have to remind you all that
I
we
would like
brought
that,
over
please.
initially
That'd be
defensive
great if we could
forces
catch that
in
at the
the form of
Pentagon one of these
101st,
days.
the 82nd,
At least
the
a
24th Mechanized
relatively
Infantry Division, the 3rd
up-to-date
Armored Cavalry,
version
and in
on
essence,
some
we
of
had
that
them arrayed to
about
the
what we
south
got for
behind
your
the
Ace
Saudi
Combat 7 HUD.
Task Force. Also,
Great.
there were Arab forces over here in
Great.
this area, arrayed in defensive positions.
Just
And
this
that,
over
in
here
essence, is the
would be
way we
awesome.
started.
What's ours, what's
In
not
the
ours,
middle
on the
of
red and blue. You don't have to get into
November,
details,
the
don't have to
decision
tell
was
everybody
made
no
to increase
names.
the
There's a
force
lot of things
because
out
by
there, you
that
track
time,
any one of
huge
them.
numbers of
If
Iraqi
there's any
forces
kind of
had
wave
flowed into
pattern
the
on
area.
you, we see you
And
making waves
generally
on
in the
it.
disposition
It'll
as
be
they're shown
noticeable
right here,
because
and therefore we
hopefully
increased the forces
the good
and
general
built
over
up
here
more forces. I
might
would
have
tell
known
you
some
that
things
at this
about
time,
stuff on
we made a
making.
very deliberate decision to align all of those forces within the boundary looking north towards Kuwait. This being King
So,
Khalid
like I said,
Military
you're going to
City
need a
over
lot
here.
of this. There's the
So
province
we
from the
aligned
north,
those forces so it very much looked
who are
like
they
were
called?
all
They
aligned
are.
directly on the
Now, what I
Iraqi
don't know
position.
when I'm war running,
We also at
where's
that
the
time had a
opium
very active
fields?
naval presence
That's
out
going
in
to
the
give
Gulf.
me a
We
regional
made sure
thing about
everybody
for
understood about
sure
that
trickle
naval
down
presence.
effect around
One of the
here.
reasons why we did that is because
Then
it
you
became very
got
apparent
what
to us
if
early
this is
on
the northern
that
region
the
and it's
Iraqis
fighting a
were
lot of
quite
this. This is
concerned
the
about an
drug
amphibious
trade, the
operation
system.
across
I'm
the
looking for
shores
the best
to
security,
liberate
reds
Kuwait,
and
this being
blues
Kuwait City.
inside of those things
They
to
put a
manage
very, very heavy
who's going to give me the
barrier,
best
of
fighters under
infantry along
timelines
here,
and an
and they
area
proceeded to
differential.
build an
Obviously, you're going to have
extensive
the
barrier
best
that
of
went all the
them
way
camped
across the
here to
border,
hold that
down
down,
and around and up the
or
side
it's
of
in a
Kuwait.
different stasis of what
Basically,
normalcy
the problem
is.
we were faced
And you start
with
graphing
was
this over. Sometimes I
when you
leave
looked at the
things
troop
relative,
numbers,
sometimes I leave
they
things
really
part, sometimes I keep
outnumbered
them
us
all
about 3
the
to
way they're
2.
supposed to be so I
And
can
when
make
you
one
consider the
together
number of
specifically
combat service
as you might
support
need to
people
do.
we had, that's logisticians and that sort of thing in our armed forces.
Well,
As
you
far
have
as
to think about the
fighting troops, we
information
really
coming in.
outnumbered 2 to 1.
So I can
addition
get
to that,
a book
they
with
had
all the problems in them, write them on a
4,700
list.
tanks
Yours
versus our
personally, wife, your
3,500
dog,
when
your
the buildup
everything
was
else
complete.
inside of there, and
And they had a
please
great deal more
file them
artillery
away
than
to
we do.
the secretary, please, and
I think
we'll
any
get to it.
student of
When you
military
get
strategy would
to
tell
a
you
certain
that in order
mass
to
of
attack a
it,
position,
it's you use the refinement
should
to
have
give it
a
to
ratio
me,
of approximately
handle
3 to 1
more
in
of
favor
the
of the
smaller
attacker.
problems.
In order
Well,
to
this
attack a position that is
oversights
heavily
the
dug in and
AI
barricaded,
04
such as the one we had here,
E4
you should have
first
a ratio of
move
5 to 1 in
on
the
one
way
of those
troops in
positions
favor
that
of the
can do
attacker.
it. Now, what is
So you
it?
can
What is
see
the deal?
basically what our
I'm not really
problem was
getting
at that
into it right
time.
at the moment.
We were
Not
outnumbered as a
important
minimum
to
3 to 2 as
what
far as
people
troops
with
were
press
concerned.
would
We were
need
outnumbered as far
to
as tanks were
explain why the
concerned.
movements
And we had to come
are.
up with some way
Uncle
to
Sam
make
Salty.
up the difference. Next chart, please.
Next chart, please.
I apologize for the busy nature of this chart, but I think it's very
Because,
important for you to
again, back
understand
to the good
exactly
general,
what our strategy
we don't know.
was.
I don't know. I don't care. What is
What
important,
you see here
you
is
could be,
a
you just see
color
lights,
coding
right?
where
Maybe
green
some of you know on the map
is a
and
go
that blinks
sign or
up
a good
42
sign as
and
far as our
Cerebro.
forces are concerned. Yellow would be a caution sign, and red would be a stop sign.
This is
Green
important.
represents
These
units
lines
that
right
have
here,
been
just as
attrited below
important as these
50%
lines right
strength.
here.
The yellow are units that are between 50 and 75% strength.
So
and of
this
course,
is
the
your
red
ground
are
foundation,
units that are over
obviously.
75% strength. What we did, of
It's
course,
gonna
was
base a
start
lot
an
of the
extensive air
movements.
campaign, and I briefed you in quite some
Catch you on the next
detail
one.
on that in the past.